I'm selling my entire, complete Ever After High collection coming up after this. Could at least be better lighting? I guess not. Alright, here it is. I have no idea how I'm going to do this video. I have piled up all of my Ever After High dolls here. I can only have so many toys, and they took up the most space in the toy room. And when I think about it, Cave Club is like the mix of Ever After High and Monster High and everything else that's cute that I like. So I've decided that Cave Club is the most important. I still do have a few boxes, giant boxes full of Monster High that I won't be getting rid of, or not right away, but I'm thinking about, and I've sold the rest of them on eBay. There is a link to my eBay store in the bottom. But I'm going to look at all of the Ever After High collection. Okay, but there were some that were like exclusive to Poland or Russia, and in the very end that I didn't get. But I do have some of that last wave stuff that's available. But I mean, they were impossible to get those last couple of waves, or I don't know, they were really just like special outfits, a special series from Ever After High. Anyway, this is the full collection. The playsets aren't here. The big doll sets aren't there. They're still in the other room, but I am going to focus on these. I guess we could start with, maybe this is not too bad of an angle. We can start with the basic dolls. When I was pulling them off of the shelves, I put them in at least piles. I did put them in the categories that they are. I loved how you could put the spines on. So this is how I had displayed them on my shelves in the toy room, even though I couldn't really get to them because I have so many toys in there. But I loved it so much. However, as it went on and they did reproductions and stuff, I kind of liked how these look better, and the same goes for the Monster High boxes. So the Monster High series that I like the most are the ones that are in like really contained boxes. I did a video on my favorite Monster High dolls that I was keeping, but I think I'm gonna have to do another one because I also want to look at them, and they're just so awesome. The series that I have put aside, it was a certain period in time. But let's start with, this is going to be a long video because there's a lot here. I guess I'll end up laying them on the bed, and then I don't know, and then I'll put them back on the shelves. I have to figure out how I'm going to list them on eBay. Do I sell them as sets? Which ones do I keep? Maybe there are a couple that I want to hold on to. Maybe it's all of the signature first edition dolls. I can't, I don't know how to decide. Anyway, so in the beginning, they had these curved round spines, and they came with lots and lots of accessories, and they were pretty awesome. Should I have my glasses on for this? Because I don't really need to look at it all. Anyway, here is Dexter Charming from the first line, and I'll have to do these fast. And then Lizzie, and then we had Apple. And these are all the super deluxe ones. Oh, wait, I think Cedar came afterwards, but still in the same kind of box shape. And then we had Prayer. Oh yeah, it does show a couple other characters on the back of the box. I don't know, maybe they all came out. It was so long ago. And then we have Blondie and Cedar, Cerise. Oh my goodness, it's been so long. Sorry, the lighting. Maybe I should turn things around this way so the light is shining into the box and you can see them better. So pretty. But you know what I'm not liking about them as I look at them in retrospect? They're really thin, and that is my biggest complaint with Monster High and Barbie in general, is that just the appendages are too spindly and thin. I mean, I really liked it. The details are what? I fell in love with these, and also they were like castle themed and royal and all of that stuff that I liked, and old fashioned, and they had the big heads and they looked old fashioned. Raven's probably my favorite character. Oh, and here, and probably also Maddie. I really like Maddie's character, but I like the whole idea of Raven. So I love that she's a rebel and she doesn't want to be bad and good. It's such a cool story that some people liked their lineage and some people wanted to go against their lineage. Kind of thing. I struggle with yin and yang and good and bad myself all the time. Don't know which is the. That's why it is really cool. I should probably watch. Maybe I shouldn't. I'm gonna say watch the episodes again because I might fall in love all over again. We'll see. Okay, so then we had a new box style. Now, afterwards they have the signature dolls, but then they had different collections of them for different themes and different outings and stuff like they do with all dolls, and we will eventually get to those. But then let's look at these main characters where they change up the box a little bit. I do love this box. I probably like this spine colors and everything the most, and I liked how the characters had a different color. So yeah, this would probably be my favorite spine over the purple ones that we'll look at again in a second. But these are all great characters, so they're really cool. And then oh yeah, Kitty is kind of also kind of a favorite. She was kind of special. I like the ones that break the wall, so that's why that's just really cool that they did that in the stories. Okay, then they had these two. I guess I'm not going to say all of their name. Rosabella and Darling. And they also experimented with sexuality and all kinds of crazy things. And however, just like in the Barbie movie that people are finally noticing, I used to talk about this all of the time. When Mattel does a property and they make boy characters in, I guess, in Doll World, in Doll Land, they will make, whoa, we gotta be careful here. We're teetering on things. They make the boys a joke. The boys are always a joke. He's probably the least of a joke, actually, Alistair. But yeah, I don't know what kind of role model that is for little girls. Actually, now that I think about it and say it out loud, it's better you prepare that all boys are kind of a joke. She's a really cool character, too. Yeah. You can't take boys too seriously. You gotta be cautious with them. But I don't know. It's too woke in the wrong direction. So that was that collection, when that genre, that era, and I should probably be reading the dates off of the back of them, but I won't. You'll know which ones came sooner or later by the designs of the boxes. And then they did this era. Now, this, I was hoping, this is right when it was ending, they were re-releasing them, and I would have been totally happy. These have less detail, and I should be holding it up. I'm sure I have other videos. I can at least pull up one of them. So I'll show you Apple White, where they, at the end of the line, they started re-releasing the characters. And I remember that they shrunk their heads too. So you could also get the smaller head versions in these boxes too. And I kind of wanted to collect them all again so that I could at least have all matching boxes. And I was hoping that they would release them all again. And that would just look so neat on the shelf and everything would fit together. And then that's something that I have learned over the years. Like, if I worked for a toy company, I would make sure that things never change, because I know it stops me from collecting things when they change the packaging and it doesn't match all of the other packaging. It really bothers me. I guess I'll talk about that when I go over my Fisher-Price toys, because the fact that some of them are different shapes and they don't fit perfectly with the other ones on my wall, it makes me want to stop collecting them. So it kind of happens here too. Like if they were all the same, if I had all of them with the same spines, I wouldn't be able to part with them. That's where I would keep them. And that is the same as the Monster High ones that I'm keeping. Is that, wait a minute, is that, yeah, we can't really, I don't know. You can see if you can if you can see the differences between them. I can't believe I can't even see that she's not wearing stockings. So that is definitely something that I'm noticing. There's less detail. She doesn't have her ring and stuff like that they would do. Wait, she does have her ring actually here. Usually they would take away, oh, she doesn't have her ring here. Of course, I'm mixing them up in my hand. Okay, so that's what happened, but I did only get two, I think these are released in these packaging, or maybe, oh, these were re-released, right? We did see these ones already. So I got these ones like super special, or they showed up and it was, and I thought I was going to collect all of the ones in the same matching spines, and then I could have kept them and I would have been happy. Even though these ones had more detail and paint on them, just having a full collection of all the characters would have made me happy. Okay, so this line continued on with this DJ girl, and then, yeah, I remember these three characters were really, oh, wait a minute. No, it was those three characters. Did we have the DJ girl, or was she only released in this box? Not her. I thought there were other characters. Wait, what's over here? No. Like, yeah, we'll discover as we go, but I don't think so. She can't be the only one that was released in that box. I remember, yeah, there's at least two new characters like that. It's so long, it's so hard to remember. Yeah, I only see her. Wait, no, and her. And her. These aren't duplicates. We haven't seen. Oh, wait, Rosabella. We have seen Rosabella. I'm so confused. And we have seen Darling. So what's going on? Who does it show in the back? Oh, it does show them. I have to clear this up for myself. No, that's so funny. So it seems like they just released that one character, the DJ girl. And then, after the DJ girl, they switched the boxes, and this is when they started making the heads small. So you can see there's the three ones. We have the aerial duplicate, whatever they named her. I used to know all of their names. And then the Jack and the Beanstalk girl, and then Thumbelina girl. So, but those boxes, that's when they started getting like this, and I don't like this packaging. I mean, they tried to keep it the same, but I can't line it up on my shelves, and that really upset me. It does have collector cards. I love getting collector cards with toys. Did they all come with collector cards? No. They started giving them collector cards instead of those booklets that they used to come with. And I guess they had booklets. I mean, this is a booklet, but it's not like the original booklet that was kind of like a bookmark, which kind of made sense that they gave the original ones bookmarks because they were supposed to be in little storybooks. It was really cool. But I missed the spines. Okay, and then, oh, here they are. Okay, so these were just buried on the bottom. Here are the four characters. So that was a double. I had a double DJ girl, but here they are, and you guys were probably screaming at me. There's this, whoever this girl is, there were these characters. Where's her? She's got to be around here somewhere. Okay, oh, it's right here. Oh my goodness. And then, where's Bunny Girl? I guess Bunny Girl was re-released. And, oh yeah, so these two were before. They just, I don't know, re-released them, put them on the back of the packaging. But these were the 3 new characters that they released in this style boxing, but then they started putting out other ones, which is, I just didn't have them. And then I had these 3 doubles, which is amazing. And do I open them? Maybe these are the 3. Maybe I'll keep those ones because I have them as doubles. And these 2, maybe I'll just keep those. Maybe I'll keep these 5 dolls as representation, and they have the spine, and that might be something that I do. Anyway, they're cool. These characters look really, really cool too. It's just that they're new. Okay, now we have to, that was just the single characters. Now there are other new characters that they put in the different scenes, so we're gonna have to deal with that too, but I don't like that. They didn't put the new characters in signature boxes, which I don't like. And can we see an example of that? Yeah, I'll show you an example of that right now. And we might as well start over here. But oh wow. Oh wow, look at all the goodness. So Courtney was in this series, and oh, this is why I should have my glasses on, because I should be talking about what the names of all of the series are. Courtly Jester? Is that her name? Because the other ones were just signature dolls, but these ones do have actual themes. But it's sometimes I can't even find on the box what the name of it is. They get labeled or Way to Wonderland is the name of that, and not the first like outfit changes, like special series to go along with a movie, but it's one of, well, I guess you could say it's one of the newer ones, because that's when they started changing the box designs. But it's really cool. I like how everything's oversized. I've noticed when I'm looking through these now, the ones that I didn't like as much because they were too busy, I kind of appreciate more now. Like, I didn't love this series, but I think I do like it more now. I got this more is more mentality, and fashion looks really good, and good lighting going on here. So you can see that these ones are pretty cool. And then a lot of these sets, which I'm not going to show you today, do come with playsets. So you get another character who is kind of dressed down and not totally in the whole style, but it's hard to explain. They kind of, the ones that come with the playsets, they make them a little more modest. And then, I have these pets. I don't know what section they fit into. I guess that's more from the beginning. They're bobbleheads, and I loved these and wanted these so much, and I finally got the full collection. I think thanks to Brian and Veronica, I think they helped me get some. But again, I really don't like bobbleheads. I like them to be like action figures. Just the fact that their head is loose and it's on a spring, and then the design isn't cute, but it does look kind of creepy old. So I guess I like them. Okay, and then we had this giant Maddie, which is kind of cool because it's just like the whole Alice in Wonderland thing, that we got a giant one of her, just like they did with the 2 tall ghouls in Monster High. How else can we back up? Let's okay, I guess this is good for now until we switch things up. Now here is another series that we had, and this one is called Sugar Coated, and I think, isn't there? No, I don't know. I hope I don't run into the other. There's some of these that they made a series in the classics in the beginning, and then later they came and revisited it and made more characters in the same style, but they did it in, like I said, with the playset versions, in these more simplified versions. But the sugar-coated ones are pretty cute because so cute that they're disgusting. Well, that's kind of why I like these, because they're so cute and so sugary and so. But yeah, 3 awesome characters there for this. And here is the most coveted rare set. It might have been only available in Canada. Oh, my screen just went off. This is going to be a very long video, and I guess I should pause it so that I don't corrupt a file, because sometimes that happens. Make sure that my battery and everything is still working. Yeah, so these 3 dolls are, I guess, probably some of the rarest, but like I said, the later waves were only released over in like Northern Europe. I forget which country exactly. I think it was Poland, if I'm not mistaken. Which is kind of odd that just one country would get them. These would have made a great Polish release, but they're pretty awesome, and I would probably keep just these ones because of the design and everything on them, but they're probably too valuable. They might not be as valuable as I think they are. Ever After High definitely doesn't seem to be as valuable as Monster High. And then one of my first series, and I think this was Ever After High's heyday. So a lot of finished edges here too, which is quite uncommon. But this is a very popular series, and they made lots of these. But it's also a very, very good series, a very fairy tale series. Through the Woods, is that what it's called? Yeah, Through the Woods. And also, one of the reasons why I even started collecting dolls in the first place was this series. I think this might have been the first series that I bought. I do have a video on here where I talk about I'm not sure if it was, I might have bought this series first, but it was another series that I saw that I was like, those are worth so much money. They're so valuable for the cost, the price that they're asking for them. So, like, so much more than an action figure. But yeah, the detail on those are amazing. I love the color scheme, and I love that it seems they have all finished edges, and that's not always the case with Mattel dolls like this. I guess I best leave them out of the way so that we can dig into some of these other ones. Now, what is this? What's going on here? So let's go back in time. Oh, these are. Let's go back. Let's go ahead in time, and then they would do like these budget versions of remakes. And these ones are still. They're old, they're newer, they're the newer. It's before they shrunk their heads, at least. So they're not the oldest, but they are some of the more inexpensive series. And this is like a book series. And what do they call this? That's where it's called Book Party. So 3 of them in the Book Party. 3 really cool characters. I like when you see different characters in a set. That is, when I was talking about my Monster High favorites, that's why I have saved some of the Monster High ones. And the Monster High ones that I have saved seem to be all in boxes of this size. They seem to be the budget ones, but you got some really eclectic characters, and that's what I like the most. Now, there's not as many characters in Ever After High, so not a lot of diversity to the characters you get in these little subwaves. I should switch this up, because I have some doubles of these that are in better condition than this box. And oh yeah, and that's something that I wanted to ask here too. Should I sell them as sets? I mean, they're not going to sell as easily as sets, but I do like to make it easier on myself and make big lumps of money when I'm selling them. So I'm considering, at least at first, selling them in the sets that they are, like the subsets together, and you can get the whole characters. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. This is Beach. I didn't say what the title of this one is, and I don't think it says on the. Yeah, sometimes I think it might be the international cards don't always have. Is it Beach Day? Am I missing it? Is it written somewhere? I don't see where the official name is. Choose Your Own Ever After. Watch on Ever After. I don't know. I don't see it, but maybe you see it and I'm just not reading it. But I remember struggling with that on both Monster High and Ever After High, trying to figure out what the names of the series were, but those are the beach outfits. And then what else do we have going on here? Another tiny more budget series is this picnic series. And it's probably not going to say on here anywhere picnic either. And we've got Raven. And Cerise is definitely a good choice for a picnic series, I think, because she goes to the woods, and or her mom did. And then we have, who is this? Blondie. Blondie also likes to travel through the woods. But wait, that doesn't make any sense. You don't go for picnics in the woods. You go to parks and beaches for picnics. Anyway, that's also a cute series too. Let's go back. Let's step back in time to one of the more vintage series, and that would be, you can tell from the spine that this is a more vintage series. And we have Briar Beauty, and can I get better lighting on these? Maybe I should turn around here. Here we go. We can see the stockings. This was back in the time. Oh yeah, so this is a very, very special series that was kind of rare unless you were collecting the Hat-tastic Party would be the name of this one. And if you weren't collecting them in the beginning, you would have missed collecting these ones. So it is nice, the cute little tea accessories that they each come with. And you can see that, yes, they do tend to use the same characters over and over again. Pinocchio's daughter, right here, with her little stuff. I do like how her arms are made out of wood and stuff. Oh yeah, I also have some Comic-Con exclusives that I have to list. They'll definitely be worth the most. Oh yeah, Apple looks fantastic in these colors and the designs and all of the print. Very Scandinavian, I have to say. Yeah, really, really cute and nice. And then, what's going on? What should we dig into now? Let's take some of these new ones off the top and see what's happening here. So here, let's step very, very forward into the future, and you can tell by the packaging that these were, oh, I don't even know if you can call them budgets. That's all they were making in the end, were ones like this. But I really do I liked it when they did it with Monster High 2. They made little smart packs. Daughter Back to School. So Back to School is the name of this series. So we've got books and glasses, all scholarly outfits, simplified, but still, I really like them. In fact, I prefer simplified toys. So when they do go simple, I actually prefer it. I don't prefer the packaging though. This is not a great package for displaying, and kind of awkward, and it doesn't hold up together very well, and yeah, it can get dented and come undone and come off of the card and stuff. But I do really like the dresses. They aren't full printed all around. I know that people have a problem with that. I don't really. I prefer my stuff not to have paint on it, though, so that is something that got lost in the later waves, is they would put less hand painting, and it would just be the solid plastic accessories, something that I like, but I know is not popular. And I dropped one of the more expensive ones on the ground, which is not good. Not good at all. Okay, and then we have another wave of a newer series, and then this one is called Archery Club. So that's really cool. It's cute to get Bunny. This is when they started using more rare characters or characters that came later in the wave. So that is why we also get, well, Ashland's not a good example of that. But again, one-sided printed. But we got some pretty cool accessories, which they probably reused from Dragon Games or the Dragon series, whatever that is. We'll be looking at that soon too. Wow, holy, there's a lot. This is going to be a long video. So let me put those aside. And I hate that I'm going to have to clean this all up again later. Let me shift and we'll move around here. Maybe I'll have a seat for a little bit. There's Castle Grayskulls. Castle Grayskulls are everywhere. That's why I love castles. That's why the lights. I don't know if this is gonna look good. Maybe I should turn off these lights, considering we've got the end of day sunlight shining in. So let's pull some of these out. So this is a very, very, very special series. I remember that I got most of these at a grocery store way after the fact, and it was kind of great finding these old dolls that nobody bought. They were just sitting in the grocery store kicking around. So the boxes aren't always in the best condition, but they actually are. And then sometimes I would find these at the Mattel store. There was a Mattel store in Canada that is in the same city that I live in. I used to go all the time, and I was so happy. And I used to find amazing old things that they would keep there as... Oh, that's my email. Sorry about that. They would keep them there as replacements, or if people had problems, customer care kind of products to send a replacement. So you would find really old stuff that they would be getting rid of old stock that they say, oh, this is too old to replace for customers. But most of this series, I think, did come from grocery stores. And these are the most super deluxe. They're even more deluxe than the signature characters. And I guess that's probably how it should be. This is like what you would get at a Comic-Con or you would buy from Mattel Creations today, because the makeup is more detailed and they have so many extra accessories. It's a lot of detail here. Unfinished edges though, which I don't really support that. And even best quality ones, that lace is not a separate piece of lace, and some of it's printed, but I mean, they visually look good depending on how they execute their designs, the little plastic details and stuff. This one, if I didn't get the Cerise Comic-Con exclusive one, so having this one is so close to having that one, just because of the fur hood and everything. It's such a great one. And then there's a lot of these. I am spending more time on these ones. How's the lighting? Maybe it's too bright. I don't. It seems kind of dark. I don't know what you can see. I hope you can see it good. You can see that these are. Just check out the details and the layers. There's like a little vest and the dress and a belt and a neck, and you can see the accessories are painted in this time. Now, like I said, I personally prefer my accessories not painted. And then here we have a Madeline, and sometimes they call her Maddie, and sometimes it says Madeline. And there she is. It's a really cool purse that she has. Yeah, the attention to detail on the shoes, and that they fit the themes and everything, and the rings and the layers. And I don't like a sculpted on glove, I have to say. I don't like a painted hands, but it's so cool. And they come with these books, and they come with their brushes, and they come with, I don't know if they have diaries in there. Perhaps they do. I haven't been showing you the backs of these, but at least here's one from the series. I think they released these in 2 waves, actually. There was, they might have done that separately. And then this is definitely a great one. Unfinished edges again on the cloth. But I love this color combination. It's that, I guess it's that dusty rose and seafoam. It's just sick. It's disgusting. It's beautiful. And look how Victorian that looks. Edwardian. It's amazing. Like, I want to live in a castle. So that is why these were so special to me. Okay, let's see what else we got here. We got some more. I like how I am kind of skipping all over the place with these. I guess I should put those back because we want some more room, and we haven't looked at. Oh, there's some really cool ones in here. I can't wait to show you those ones. But let's see what we got going on here. Okay, here is an example of Thronecoming. So I won't show you the new Thronecoming, which, funnily enough, this is more how girls would dress today. So I don't know. These were the original Thronecoming. So super deluxe. And was this the series that I bought that I couldn't believe? No, I don't think so. Oh man, I got some weird lighting going on. Maybe I'll try turning on these lights too. Maybe that'll make it worse. I guess more light is always better. So here is the Thronecoming series, and I mean, they're just big, giant gowns and heavily painted purses and accessories and masks, and it looks like Bridgington, whatever that's called before it even existed. Obviously, I mean, you know what it's based on. It's based on castle living back in the day, and they have their bookmark diaries, and they're really elaborate, crazy gowns. And I don't think they redid any characters. Oh yeah, this is a really good. I seem to really like the apple designs when I'm looking at these. The colors that they use for, I guess it's the white and the red. It's really, really, really cool. And her pale skin makes her look so old-fashioned. So that would explain my love of that. And then we get, oh, this is cool, because we got a C.A. Cupid, which was the Monster High crossover character, which I haven't mentioned yet. But the gold and the pink, I love her colors, and you can see how they have the wash on the wings, opposed to later in the years, and the roses on her corsage are painted, and then the sparkles in their hair, and the mask has a wash on it too, and it's just unfinished edges, but elaborate shoes. And then in the end days, at the end, where things got simple, now, like I said, you'd be more likely to see a little girl wearing this to her Thronecoming than she would be wearing the gowns. But are these all new characters? We have Apple and Cupid and Raven and Goldie. They did Blondie. Called Blondie Goldie. So then they did Briar and Madeline and Ashlyn and Brer. Wait, I've got two. Oh, I've got two of the same ones. So yeah, they made 3 new characters, but they did it in a more no painted accessories, no painted masks. They probably reused the masks they all have the same mask. It looks like they all are even using the same mask, So I guess they chose the mask that would be the most generic for them. And they gave them all the same purse, just colored differently. That's so funny. And their crowns, I also believe, are exactly the same. And strange because they're designed. They're designed very specifically to the character. So it's funny that they can give a crown that is designed for a specific character to it. But we also have unfinished edges on these skirts, which makes me, I really, that's my biggest problem when they have unfinished edges. Just that little touch, that's the most important thing to me. I care more about that than I do that the pattern doesn't go all the way around to the back. Okay, I don't know how to put those back, but we can also, I have my only Playsets available here. I guess I'm going to have a lot to clean up after this video is over. But so I thought I would bring in these two Playsets just because they are smaller and they're really special. And I did get them at the Mattel store, and often these things would be like 50 or 70% off the sticker price. So hopefully that's what I paid for these, but I would have like paid 20 for sure. And I was so surprised to see these because they were so old and they were things that I never thought I would find. In the end, I did get every single piece that was ever made just by going to the Mattel store and finding it old at grocery stores. Like, I didn't turn to eBay or anything, and I managed to find all of the older stuff that I had never seen or gotten before. And these are a good example of that. And these I kind of want to keep because when I make my dioramas, I make them look like castles. And this furniture would look really, really nice in my dioramas. It might be, you know what? I might make wooden versions because I do prefer things a little more plain. I like plain, unpainted wooden stuff, but I could design the furniture that I make out of wood on these things, and that means that I don't really have to keep them or have them. I really appreciate them, really love them, but I can't have everything. I might have to sell every single toy. If you don't know, you don't follow me. I'm in debates over, am I going to sell every single toy that I own eventually? Because I have to make money, and I have to live, and I also can't have all of these toys around me all the time. I just can't. This is a very great series where there's shelves, and this was a series that I never thought I would get either. I must have gotten these, I don't even remember, but I found them probably at a grocery store, and I was just so surprised that I found these old ones, and so good. It was probably the real Canadian Superstore here in Canada is what it was called, a Loblaws or a Loblaws, and I think that is where I got the most rare ones, where they were just, people weren't buying them from the grocery store, so they just sat on the shelves for years and got juggled around, and people just didn't buy them. And then I came one day and kind of kicking myself for not buying all of the duplicates too. But these shelves are awesome, and there's little accessories on them, and they're dressed in their like little pajamas. So you gotta love that with their robes, and it looks like the edges are finished. They put little lace details. So at the beginning of the line, and like we've got printed on details on her top and stuff, but that little lace trim, again, I'm stopping at Apple. I guess it's her pale skin. She looks so old-fashioned. The mirror doesn't have a mirror in it. That's kind of interesting. Oh, wait, maybe it does. It's just that it's white. I kind of want that mirror. I do have some Ever After High. I have a gold one. I think I have that guy. That guy in the back. Can you see him? I have his mirror, so I guess that one's good enough for me to have. Oh, the compact is really, really cute. And you have these little shelves, just really little accessories to put in the castles. I have the castles too. Oh my goodness. So we'll get some better lighting. I don't know. I can't really see the screen. I don't know what you're seeing, but I'll step back here and we'll take a look at what's going on here. Let's see. You can see that I'm wearing a shirt and a towel as an outfit today. It's how I roll. I wouldn't have the shirt on. I put the shirt on for you. But here children are screaming outside. Okay, let's take these at the top since they're on the top. We have really cool to have this character in a different outfit, and it is back to school. So kind of like that other series that we saw, but cool. What was it called? I don't know. I don't remember. Something about school. Maybe it goes with these ones. They had more deluxe ones. These ones don't have glasses, but they do have little book carriages. We've got a Madeline, and you can see on the back there's the art. I guess I haven't been showing the backs all the time. Holly O'Hare, another more rare character. We haven't seen her yet because we haven't looked at the 2-packs, but there are, yeah. So that it's really cool that they did do that. Finished Edge, look. So this is a newer doll, but they hemmed her skirt. So did they hem this vest? I think this vest is even hemmed. So sometimes the quality is better in some ways on these. I like the gold computer too. Her makeup always freaked me out. She seems like such a sweet, innocent girl, but they would give her this dark eyeliner in the doll form, and it just made her eyes look a bit creepy. She always looked a bit creepy to me. Is there another one? Oh no, there's not another one, but we have this other series. So this series, which is called, I don't know, 2 styles in 1 kind of thing. So you can have their skirt on, and then you can shorten their skirt. I mean, in Maddie's case, it's not much of a difference because this is a pretty short skirt anyway. But then you take off it, so it's like a day to night kind of collection. And then they had an apple one. The heads still seem big, but I guess they are smaller. And since I'm in the middle here, oh my goodness, there's so much of this stuff. I'm going to show you Blondie Locks. This is my favorite collection because it's like they're brand new characters. So this is Birthday Ball. So these are the 3, they released 3 birthday balls afterwards. They had special, I think they were Target exclusives. We'll see the original ones. But, I mean, giving her different hair color, she's a whole different character, which I think is so cool. And then C.A. Cupid with pink hair. Doesn't C.A. Cupid always have pink hair, though? Still cool. Yeah, they're just so pastel-y and great. And then we get a more rare character. We get that nasty girl, Duchess Swan, and everyone loves a villain. And then there's just something, softer about her. I guess it's a lighter, more pastel hair, and that's super, super cool too. And then the 2 original ones were Cedar Wood, and these ones are smells. Take a whiff. They still smell. Oh, they smell so good. Wait, is this still called Birthday Ball? Yeah, they're called Birthday Ball. So, the packaging is a lot better. My favorite packaging, well, my second favorite packaging, the ones that they made most of the characters in, I guess, is why. Oh yeah, smells really good. And then who is this? This is Rosabella, so with blonde hair. So you gotta love that. That's really, really cool. Okay, awesome. And then I have to let me try something with my lighting. maybe that will be better. Let's show this one, because she is really, really special. And this is just one of her, and it was just sweet, apparently was what it was called, and it was a Target exclusive. There's no Target in Canada, so I didn't know how or when or where I was ever going to get this, but one day it showed up in an off-price store, so like a TJ Maxx, and one of the older boxes, but my favorite kind of box. It's a bigger size though, but yeah, it was special, super pastel-y, really sweet and cute, and it seems to go with something that we looked at. Didn't we look at something that was really, really cute in bakery? I think that's where that one is supposed to go with, but it's in a bigger, more deluxe box, and it is a more deluxe doll. Kind of does go with these birthday ball ones too, I feel, because these are so sweet and sweetie. What's under here? Oh, here's the series that I did not like at all when they came out, and I thought it was just way too busy, gave me anxiety. But now, when I'm looking at them, I love the mixed patterns. It was something that I wasn't into. I mean, I've always been into mixed patterns. I just thought it was too much, but now loving it. What do we call this? Called sprung. This year's spring festivals. See, this is what I struggle with on these. I never know. I think it's spring is sprung, or story included. I don't know. It must say this year's spring festival, spring of Wonderland. Whatever. I can't be looking for it. Maybe I'll have one that's not an international package, and you'll see it. So we got a holly in that. And then we got a briar in this. Just insanely, again, kind of very Ukrainian or Polish. And we've got the black wash on there. Not something that I like in dolls and action figures, but I don't know. It's just, they're you gotta admit, they're really kind of cool. There's so much detail. And Lederhosen, yeah, well, I guess because she's a German character, isn't she? Isn't Pinocchio German? And then we have Cerise. Hope I'm not saying Cerise's name wrong the whole time. A very, very cool series. So let me put those back. And I wonder, I'm probably going to leave some stuff out. Let's look at more of these special ones. So I had Deluxe, this just sweet Deluxe over in the special section. So they had these ones that were very Comic-Con, and then some of them, like this was kind of a re-release of the Raven that they had at Comic-Con, except the one that they released there had feathers. So this was a more like attainable one, and I don't think I got that either. So the Comic-Con ones are also ones that I didn't get. I did get Cedar for sure, and maybe one other. But these deluxe ones that mostly Toys R Us in Canada is where I got these. And yes, we still have a Toys R Us in Canada, and some in the US are getting Toys R Us. I did do a review of these because I think I bought one for a friend. You can see the flowers on the wings are all painted, and they're pretty sweet deluxe dolls. And then I think this might have been the first one, Apple. It's funny, she's got that chair, or it looks like there's more to her costume because of that piece of cardboard that they have in the back, but it's pretty mermaid skirt, translucent apple purse. Yeah, those are pretty sweet. And then something that I've skipped over from new and old are the 2-packs. So we won't do that though. We'll look at Dragon Games. Is that what it's called? Magic Arrow. Oh, except this isn't. It's not that this is Dragon Games. These are the gimmick dolls. Here, let me put this light back. Hopefully. Hopefully this isn't one great big messed up show of stuff you can't see. But these are the gimmick ones. I don't like gimmick dolls. I don't really like gimmick action figures. I like to be able to do whatever I want with them, like bend the joints in every way. But I mean, it would be fun to take off the costumes. That reversible cape skirt thing looks amazing. I love the two patterns on both sides. That's pretty sweet. But apparently you pull her back and she shoots an arrow. From the Dragon Games series, I'm assuming. Oh, it might be from the Archery Club. You know what? It's probably a deluxe one from the Archery Club. And then we had this Ashlyn one where it's a day to night deluxe. So I do like that, but we have a molded on top. Something we don't like. I remember this is a more deluxe version of probably these ones. Which, let me just show you those. People don't like these. I actually really did like these. They kind of reminded me of like She-Ra dolls from the 80s because they did have molded on tops. But the detail was so nice and the heads were so big and I don't know, I really, really liked them. And they made 4 of them. Maddie one came later. And I have since put these heads on creatable world bodies, and I really like dressing those up like that too. Oh, there's Dragon Games is over there. I have to dig into those 2 series coming up, but we'll finish up over on this side and then see how I'm going to juggle in there. And then 2 of these, there was, look, there's a variant. So different colored tops. One is a darker colored top. And again, it's a molded on top, but if anybody did molded on tops and molded on legs very, very well, it was Ever After High, because they would put in a sculpt and they would use a really great color. And I mean, the accessories and everything are really cute in these. That's so funny that I had to get the variant version. There's probably other differences in it too. We've got a tulle, finished edge with tulle at the bottom. Gotta like that. So those are the gimmick dolls that I showed you, and plus these budget ones, which, I mean, I like to collect these boxes because they're just easy to collect and display. But let's look at the 2-packs. Great 2-pack. I like a boy doll with molded hair, so I was happy to get him. Unfortunately, the legs, not cool to have molded legs attached to the molded sneakers. He doesn't even have molded feet, but I did rebody mine. And recently, I think I probably even rebodied him on a Ken doll, which I like more. And I love this mirror, and I love this whole series. We still haven't looked at this. This is one of my favorite series, and where they did do molded on legs very, very well was in the Epic Winter. Wait, is that what it's called? I don't remember it being called Epic Winter, but maybe that's what it was called. Maybe that's just the name of this set. I love the fur details so much on this series. So, look, I got 2 of these. That's pretty sweet. I got a double of that. I already have this opened. Where do I have this doll? I really like her. And I didn't open up any of my other winter ones. Okay, my favorite doll ever made, Hunter Huntsman. In fact, I cut my hair to look like Hunter Huntsman. Actually, my favorite haircut I've ever had of all time, even before Hunter Huntsman had this haircut, I had that hair. So I look at him and Slate from Cave Club and remember that I loved my hair, and now I have this haircut again, and I don't ever want to change it because it's just so versatile. He's so cool. I love the colors, dark skin, tall, dark, and handsome. Kind of, he's the hunter, and then he is Cinderella's daughter's boyfriend. It's really cool that they came in a 2-pack. Love her glass slippers, and look, she's got a finished edge on her skirt, but then she's got the tulle thing that doesn't have a finished edge. Her sleeves aren't finished, but the clock purse and his bag. I don't have that bag. I guess oh yeah, because I have gotten him thrift, and I have opened the 3-pack, the Tricathlon. I love that name so much, the Tricathlon. You can see the Tricathlon review. That bag is amazing, though. They might have re-released this set without the bag, because sometimes they did that. Anyway, that's enough on that. He's my favorite boy doll of all time, and my mini-me that I use. Okay, and then we have the Rapunzel twins. So they are pretty sweet, Holly, and I love their story too. It's just really, really interesting. Holly and Poppy, very cool. I love how they have them boxed. I had a really smashed up box of this, and I don't know what I did with that, but I got rid of it, and instead I got this pristine box that showed up on the Walmart website, if I remember correctly, and I was so pleased, because I had this beat up, smashed up, crushed box version, and then, well, now I'm just going to sell it, but they look so good. That has to be worth a lot, because it is such, I mean, they're amazing twins. Twins! Come on, so cool. And then Alistair's special date night with Bunny kind of package. We get a bunny in there. I did review this. I have a version of him where I found him recently. I wanted him so badly, and I prayed and wished, and I never found him at a thrift store, but I found him under a dumpster at a thrift store, and I brought him home. I did take out all of his hair. He's bald now, but I don't like hair. But I did get him. I think I still saved his outfit, but it has holes in it and stuff. But so happy to have him. I put him on a made-to-move body, though, too, so he can wear Ken's clothes, but he's bald version of that doll that I have. It's a cool set. I did review this set. I think I reviewed this set too. A 2-pack, special 2-pack, kind of cool. Love it. I don't know what more I can say about this. I guess it kind of goes with the Tricathlon 3-pack. Yeah, it really does, kind of. And then we have this pack, and I just actually got this Dexter from a thrift store. And I don't know why I got it, but I do like using his clothes. And his sneakers are great. Slate can actually wear ever after high shoes. So I like that. She's so rock and roll. I probably opened and reviewed this set too. I like his glasses, which I don't have. I do want his crown. Unfortunately, he didn't come with his crown when I got him at the thrift store, but he was in really good condition. And I haven't decided what I'm going to do with him yet. But at least I get to keep him if I sell this one. Now, where else do we go from here? There's just a few sets left. How long is this segment going on? Only 15 minutes. We have the Dragon Games. But before we go to Dragon Games, let's go to, if it is indeed called Epic Winter, Snow Pixies. Epic Winter. It really is called Epic Winter. These Snow Pixies, I never open them. I have a set for inbox, and I bought these sets specifically to open, and like they're the first Enchantimals. Kind of cool. They're kind of cute, and I did open up the very first ones that they had for Dragon Games. So I have a set open and a set in box of these for sure. And then here is the other set of the Epic Winter ones that I plan on keeping in box. But maybe I'll just sell these all as a little tween group of Ever After High all together might be sold. Okay, so right on top of Dragon Games, we have the only adult from the whole series. So the mother of Raven, but she's supposed to look young, and I think in the Yeah, I think that's what happened. She transformed into a teenager from the movie. It's been a long time. Anyway, she looks dark and creepy and kind of like Apple with the white stuff going on. And she has a big head and the red hair. She is a really cool character, like that one. So she was very special and a new character, but in the wrong kind of box. Why couldn't they put it in the signature boxes? And then I love this so much because, I mean, I love dragons and castle stuff. And that's how I got connected with this, because I was collecting dragons and castles, but in action figure, baby action figure form. And then this stuff came out. So good. So we get a Holly. Holly, it seems like they made a lot of Holly dolls, which I guess she's your redhead, which they need to make. And the blonde and Raven. And who is this? This is daughter of King Charming. Is it gonna say her name anywhere? Why did I forget her name? We've talked about her already, Darling. She looks so 70s with her hair. I guess it's got a middle part. Love it. Love the different patterns together. I always love the patterns together. I love that they had armor and stuff. They were princesses, but they were also like fighters. And what a great role model for girls that is indeed. Look, we've got the tulle edge, but it's also serged. We got a hemmed edge. I love that. More like battle armor and stuff on. Am I gonna say their names? This is Raven, and then there are just 3 of them. And then another new character. Oh no, Poppy's not a new character, but having Poppy, I remember. Poppy is special because she actually comes with a baby dragon. So this was a special one, and I think it was a Target exclusive or something. I don't know. Maybe it was a Toys R Us exclusive, because I did manage to get it, and that's awesome. This is when I was like totally freaking out over Ever After High, and it became like more of a favorite than Monster High. I mean, it always kind of did. I don't know. It's hard to. I think I did collect Ever After High before Monster High, even. And then another new character came in Epic Winter, and again, not in a signature box, not in one of the books that I can put on my shelf and keep. So the colors in this, the fur, this, no. Did I say that about that line? This, I don't know which line came out first, this or this. Oh, this is when they started shrinking their heads. So this, I did have a letdown, but when I saw the previews for these, I was freaking out. I couldn't believe the fur. I couldn't believe the pastels and the shiny and they're just so cool. This is when people started going against it because the molded on legs, and when they started saying that the quality was missing. But I was upset because they shrunk the size of the heads and it took away that old-fashioned style of them. But the heads are still big now that I'm looking at them again. But it was the fur and the pastel colors that, and I love the molded on legs. I love how they're done, and I love how frosty they look, and yeah, really, really cool. The fur is the textures, and like just adding that extra texture to them. I don't even care about the tiny little heads anymore. This is a good example of how the heads are smaller. If I can find one. Wait, is this Briar? It is. And then I have, luckily she's right up here. So the very first one, I don't know if it's going to be noticeable that her head is a jumbo head there, and then she has a shrunken head here. It's still a big enough head though. But I also think that I remember that they used the same head sculpt for all of them. So, or not all of them, but I think they had like 2 or 3 head sculpts, and they just painted them differently and gave them different colored hair to make the different characters. And that was kind of disappointing and silly. Again, the fur details, they don't have the buttons put on, but I mean, there's lots of times that I showed you in the very first versions that they also didn't have the buttons. Came with a really cool ring, each of these sets. The boots had fur on them. The boots had some paint on them and stuff. That the fur detail, though, I can't. And, let me pull up the last two. Ashlyn is looking really, really cute in her fur layers. And then Apple in her. I think I should have went through each set and chose. I think she wins because of the hood, the caped hood. They're so good. I showed you, Maddie. Is that everything? Is that too long? I'm totally losing my voice. This has been such a long video. I'm going to put this up maybe late at night. We're going to see how long it takes. I have to clean up this mess now. There's more. If you watch to the very end and you want to see the play sets too, I can show you those. Maybe that'll happen. And do expect to see more collection videos because I need to go through the collections that I have. This was the biggest collection that I have left, though, so I really had to go through it. It was nice to go down memory lane and look at these. And I'm sure there's probably some tiny pile that I accidentally put something on top of and I didn't show you. But again, I still have lots of play sets and other things from Ever After High. Lots of books and stuff too. I really liked collecting their books because the books and stuff that they made looked like castle living, and I want to live in a castle. I've always wanted to live in a castle. And I like turn of the century to 1600s. That's the kind of home that I like. So 1600s to like turn of the century to the 1800s. That is, and I've got my eye on a house. I mean, even going back further than the 1600s, but I do have my eye on a house that was built in the, or at least the ground. Some of it was built in the 1600s. I think it was like finished in the 1800s. That's where I want to live, and it's not really, it's not a mansion or anything, but it's a castle. It's a small castle in Canada. All right. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this collection. Let me know what you think of Ever After High. And don't be afraid to weigh in on, do you think I should try to sell them as sets? Or should I just sell them as individual dolls? It makes sense to sell them as, saying it out loud, selling them as individual dolls is probably the best thing to do. But I might try selling some of the, at least some of the ones, the more inexpensive ones. I'm still talking. I'll say some more stuff probably at the end of this video. So, but like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you next time. Yeah, the next video I'm going to make like this will be for Fisher-Price. Ideally, I would do that tonight, because it's Fisher-Price Friday, but this video probably won't even get up until Friday. It's going to be really long and take a long time to upload, and I have to clean up this mess. Maybe I should upload the video and then, yes, it's weird. This is going to be weird to post a video so late at night. They're kind of nice. Am I regretting? I can't keep all of these. That's the problem. As much as I like them and they do delight me, I can't have all of this. I don't know what I would. Nothing really stands out as me having to keep it. Like, I need to keep a whole set, and I guess I am happy with just the memories and the videos that I've made. And I do have some open ones, and I do have a, I mean, I could keep the Hunter Huntsman one, because I'll need an extra Hunter Huntsman, because I use that I use him all the time, and his neck is already worn out because me trying to experiment and finding the right body for him and not heating his head enough and taking his head off and on different bodies to get the best situation for him. Yeah, he's kind of worn out, and he will eventually wear out. The flocking will come off the side of his hair, and I will need an extra one. I mean, I look for them at thrift stores all the time, but kind of hard to come by. So maybe I would keep that. I could sell his girlfriend separately. Oh yeah, and I do have I do have these ones, which I'm very happy with. I have put these heads on Creatable World and dress them in creatable fashions, and they can wear other Skipper and Barbie fashions, and that just makes them more fun. And plus, they probably can wear their original fashions. Not that I have any original fashions, because they came on molded bodies, but they can wear their original skirts and crowns and stuff. I guess I could talk about Ever After High all day long.